I just started watching this video, and at 1 minute 56 seconds in, I heard yet another thing about this case I never knew before. Karmelo Anthony's father drove him to the track meet. But I'm nothing but a white racist. I said this was a setup from the get-go. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was supposed to be at his school in class. But his father drove him to the track meet. And how many people are going to pull, so what? Austin Metcalf was white, no big loss. Karmelo Anthony's father and mother deserve to be in prison because his mother wants the twin brother Hunter brought up on charges too. But it was your husband who brought your son to the track meet. Why? Why? And I don't want to hear, well, why not? He wasn't supposed to be there. Doesn't anybody get this? There was a setup. Why was it Austin Metcalf? I don't know. I don't know. Did Karmelo Anthony's father not know this wouldn't go his son's way? How could he not? Now, for all you racist black assholes, this kid's father drove him to the fucking track meet. A place where he was not supposed to be. He was supposed to be in class. Makes you wonder now where the fucking knife went. But it don't matter. He's a good black kid. He's gonna be a good black man. Like Al Sharpton. Like this Alexander guy who's supposed to be helping him and keeping him out of prison. Like the blacks who sold their own people into slavery 5,000 years ago. But yet black people just want to blame white people. Well, here you go once again. A black guy selling out his son. But still blame the white man. They had to do it because the white man has riches and black people don't. This truly shows you how much black lives mean to most black people. Let's listen to the video.
Karmelo Anthony is unknowingly being groomed to become one of the weakest, most vulnerable, and preyed upon inmates in the Texas prison system.
I'm like this, all in the church, juvenile, all the H, I, G, B, O, all in the South.
And the worst part for him is, it's being done by the very man he seemingly trusts to save him from prison. What he doesn't realize is his sponsor, Dominique Alexander, is incapable of stopping what justice is headed Karmelo's way. Not only can he not save Karmelo from prison, but it's almost as if he's ensuring Karmelo is pounced on the moment he walks through those cell block doors. I'm going to break it all down in this video and explain why. Let's get started.
I never know where my wife is. The fact that anything gets made in this world full of so many people.
Do that again.
Now, aside from the newly released, or should I say recorded, TikTok live footage of Karmelo Anthony's father getting on there and just idiotically all but admitting that he knew Karmelo was anticipating a violent altercation at the school event that day, and then
How could Karmelo Anthony be expecting something to happen? Because he was going there to start shit. He was going there to make his sticky fingers active. The father drove him there, and we only heard this because apparently it's on a TikTok video. So the father even had a hand in selling his own kid out. And Karmelo's piece of shit mother wants Hunter Metcalf, the twin brother, brought up on charges. Why not bring her ass up on charges? They don't need the GoFundMe money. They had money all along. Why did she keep her son in that neighborhood? Was she getting all whistles and catcalls from the thugs there? So she was getting that attention and she wanted to stay? Could that be it? This is absolutely insane.
and drove him to the school event with intentions of enacting violence, where then, of course, violence occurred and a life was taken. Besides that,
Now, was the father still there when the incident happened? Because the knife has never been recovered. When a knife or anything is stabbed into you like that, you're not supposed to pull it out because it could cause more damage. So either Karmelo Anthony stabbed and pulled the knife out, or somebody was there and pulled the knife out. And then the knife magically disappeared.
probably the biggest thing hurting Karmelo Anthony right now is his handler, his spokesman, his leader, his strong black man who's speaking on behalf of him and all the other people who have had injustices done to them. This, if you know the name, is a name you are tired of hearing and scoff at every time you hear it. And this is a face that every time you see it, you're like, what load of crap is about to spew out of this guy's mouth next? Let me tell you something about how Karmelo Anthony, from my point of view, if you're new here, my point of view, what is it? I am someone who has recently finished serving 10 years in a prison correctional facility. I know how it goes. I know how it operates. I know how inmates think. And I know who they prey upon and what they look for. They look for this guy. They look for Karmelo Anthony. And it's the weak signs in Karmelo are being broadcasted and put on full display thanks to Dominique Alexander. Let me explain. Now, if you think, oh, that's not true, that's a bunch of phooey. Dominique's here. He's a leader. He's here to lead Karmelo down the right path and help him and guide him. He would never lead him to be a perceived victim in prison, especially because Dominique Alexander has been to prison. He's been to jail. He knows how inmates think. He knows what they look for. So certainly he wouldn't do that to Karmelo. Whether he means to or not, I don't know. But let me show you a picture. This is Dominique Alexander's mugshots.
He looks like a girl.
Oh boy. If Dominique Alexander is qualified to teach this young man, Karmelo Anthony, anything, it's about prison and what's going to happen in prison. It's not how to get away with murder. Dominique Alexander doesn't seem to know how to get away with anything. He's been caught for pretty much everything he's ever done. Now, here's the mugshot of this man that you are listening to. I wouldn't even say he's qualified to tell you about prison and teach you about prison, because it does this. Let's just be real. I'm not going to say too much. I'm not going to say too little. Does this strike you as a man who went into jail, went into prison, and ran it? He ran the yard. He ran the prison. Personally, that looks like a man who had something ran on him in prison.
Yep.
I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to say what we're all sitting here thinking. Sorry. What do you think, Mac? I agree. Now, also add on to this the fact that Dominique Alexander, while looking like this in a correctional facility, in a penitentiary, was in there for harming babies. Yes, you can see right here, he was shaking a 2-year-old baby to the point where it was severely injured. And he was charged with that. That's what he went to jail for, amongst other things. One of them being false statements. Is that a big surprise to anyone? This guy, Dominique Alexander, who says the most outrageous things related to the Karmelo Anthony case on a public podium, makes things up? He's got a documented track record of lying about criminal matters and has been sent to jail for it. Big shocker? I think not. But this is who this family chose to guide and groom Karmelo, and grooming he is. You're going to be just like him, brother. Because listen, guys like this teach young men like this, who are surely heading to prison, to act in ways where they end up like this.
Could it be possible either Karmelo Anthony's mother or father was in a relationship with Dominique Alexander? Stranger things have happened.
This how they doing here. This how they doing it here. This how they doing it.
And I'm just being honest. You can call it what you want. There's no morals, there's no political correctness in prison, buddy. It's weak and strong. And when you're weak and you display signs of weakness, you get things done to you by the strong. That's just how it is. And so when you're walking around and you got public footage of you being talked to like this.
All right. Come on, man. Just follow back behind us. Just stay close, okay?
Anyone who's been to prison, served time in prison, worked as a correctional officer in prison, a warden in prison, a nurse in prison, you've seen any prison interactions whatsoever, can you please tell me if this looks familiar? This looks like gang members and influential inmates surrounding a new, young, green, naive inmate who's a first-timer, doesn't know what he's doing. You hear how Dominique Alexander, yeah, just listen to me, follow me. When we go out there, you do this, do exactly as I say, and you do this, and you just do that. That's exactly what they do to those guys in prison. They go up to you, hey, I know everything there is to know. I've been here a long time. I run this block. I know everything. I got all the power. You just listen to me. Don't listen to anyone else. You just do what I say, and you'll be all right. And what I say to do is this. Go do it. You know what that's called? Inmates have a term for it. It's called a crash dummy. Because they treat you like a crash test dummy. They tell you to go do things that they wouldn't do just to see what happens. They want to test you. You're a crash test dummy. They want to see if you'll survive, if it will work or it won't. What could this be? Go stab a powerful member of a rival gang. Go bust a window out using a padlock or a chair that you're allowed to have in your cell, climb out of the window and go get this package full of contraband and bring it back in. Go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. Anything they want you to do. You're a crash test dummy. You're a lab rat. Because you blindly, as you saw in that clip, you just, okay, that's how it works. Oh, that's what I need to do. Okay. He is knowingly or unknowingly broadcasting. Half of me thinks Dominique Alexander is intentionally setting this man up to have the worst time in prison.
Or could it be like R. Kelly used to go to high schools and watch the girls and pick which one he wanted? Could this guy have done this and picked out Karmelo Anthony? And maybe there was some kind of relationship between those two? Now, I'm not talking about just sexual. I'm also talking about maybe he was the father figure Karmelo Anthony felt his father wasn't. You never know.
Anyone could ever have, probably because, based off just this photo and just these charges, and what I know about prison and how that goes for guys who look like this and meekly look away in their mugshot. Oh, I'm so shy. Oh, gosh, I know. Then no one's going to like my charges. And have charges like this. I know what happens to guys like that. He should not be giving dominant, confident, self-assured advice on what to do to any young man. God only knows what happened to him in prison. You are following in the shadows and the footsteps of this man to surely have the same thing happen to you in prison. By who? By anybody. And I still to this day get so many comments, the black gangs are going to take care of him in prison. No, they are not. Because if Dominique Alexander was really fighting for Karmelo and what was really important in keeping him safe, number one, accept the fact Karmelo's going to prison. Number two, first thing, wipe this image right here from the internet. This is going to harm him more than anything ever. Anything. He's false claiming again.
Yeah, but put up that he supposedly saved a life when he was 10 years old. Put up that he's a good boy, his grades are good. Don't put this thug picture up, either one of them, right?
Gang. I don't think people grasp how severe and awful that is and how ostracized that will make you from the entire prison population. I don't care what color, age, race, gender, or anything you are. If you false claim a gang, it is one of the ultimate sins to do. No one else will want you. They may pretend they want you. You are a crash test dummy. Hey, yeah, come on, we'll accept you. Come on over here. Now all you got to do to get initiated is go stab the warden right in his mouth. Oh, trust me, we all done it to join. Go ahead, go on over there and do it. Run along now, little Karmelo. And Carmelo's going to have that same look on his face. I just go do it. Idiot. Idiot. And they smell it on him. The first thing he'd do is wipe that image from the internet. He can't do it. He wouldn't even think to do it. Secondly, I would not be letting, or really being the one causing, in the first place, these videos of me, a grown man, little boying Karmelo Anthony. That's kind of the term, I'm sure there's many terms across many prisons, but down south, they call it little boying me. Don't little boy me. He's over here little boying Karmelo Anthony on camera, not only, taking him at his shoulders. Hey, boy, listen to me. You do what I say, and you just follow my every piece of advice, and you'll be all right if you just listen to me. How do you think that's translating over to other inmates? And then you got this clip, him grabbing him by his hand, leading him like little Dominique Jr. to the car. Come on, let's get up in your high seat and strap you in. Do you need your binky? You gonna be a good boy for the drive? Do you need your bottle?
School. Explain your self-defense. How is this self-defense?
Excuse me.
No, you didn't say.
Treating him like an absolute kid. It's time for him to man up. He's going to a man's world. He's going to a man's prison. And he better learn how to be a man. Or he's not gonna be a... He's not. I think Dominique Alexander is either unknowingly or sickeningly enough knowingly setting this kid up to be more of a target than he ever would have been.
That could be possible too, because Dominique Alexander is not winning. He's probably pissed off. He chose the wrong kid. I should have gone with this other kid. This kid's too much of a wussy. You never know.
In the first place, if we're just going off the bare bones of, yeah, he did something atrocious, he stabbed another student to death. Everything after that, every add-on, every igniter, every trigger after that is coming. You can trace it all back to Dominique Alexander. I don't know about this guy.
And Dominique Alexander wrote an email, actually more than one, to the school under some corporation name or whatever. A lot of the email was redacted for some reason. The only reason things are redacted is to protect someone. And in this case, the writer of the email. And it was threats of so-called protest. We see what the protests are. Especially from Black Lives Matter. He threatened the city that protests would happen. And most black people don't care that this was some kind of setup. Look at it. The father drove him to the track meet. What did he think? His son was on the track team? His father said in another live video that he gave his kid that knife to protect himself. Protect him from what? Now the knife is missing. This guy, Dominique Alexander, showed up real fast. This all seems like a setup, like a racial hoax. Karmelo Anthony's life is over. Austin Metcalf's life is over. The piece of shit mother wants to take away Hunter Metcalf's life. Who sold Karmelo Anthony to these people? His own parents did. I'm also wondering, is Karmelo Anthony's mother's husband, is that actually Karmelo Anthony's biological father? Karmelo Anthony's mother could have had him just to get child support from his biological father. Didn't happen. Now she's with this guy. Maybe this guy didn't want a stepson anymore. Maybe his mother resents the fact of having him and there's no payoff. Now, these are all just my thoughts, and if you think I'm racist for it, fuck you. A kid's life was taken, and this kid did it. Why? The father drove him there.
I know about this guy, but I don't know. Obviously, sane people don't like him. But people on Carmelo's side love him. And I wonder if you are on Carmelo's side, should you love him? Like, really? Like, what is this guy really doing? He's getting all your money, and he's setting this kid up in the worst way possible for when he does inevitably get to prison. I mean, if you think he's not going, you're just living in denial. Okay.
Now, they had to give back the $500,000. What about Karmelo Anthony's birthday fundraiser? Who got that money? Meanwhile, Austin Metcalf will never see another birthday.
Okay. Another interesting thing I see here, I figured I'd mention before we close the video out. They got this news article going around. It's like, let me pull it up for my own viewing. It's some newspaper article from back when Karmelo was apparently a kid. I mean, there's this little photo. They got his name spelled wrong, of course. But, apparently they'd like you to believe, based off this newspaper article, Karmelo pulled a white drowning child out of a pool.
What if he did? And I'm dead serious. What if he did? Kudos to him for doing that. What'd he do now? 2 separate instances.
Racism has ended in America. Thanks to Karmelo. He's a ding-dang hero. How dare you charge that man with murder? I read that whole newspaper article. I didn't see any mention. Apparently, there were 3 people who helped. The main two got mentioned. I didn't see Carmelo Anthony's name get mentioned a single ding-dang time. He was probably over there just a few feet away blowing bubbles in the pool out of his booty.
I'm pro baller Lonzo Ball, and big balls just dropped.
Diving for little rings and sticks and stuff that kids do in pools. I don't see anywhere in that article where he had anything to do with saving this white child. That was such a nice moment, you know, packaged by this newspaper of just, you know, racism isn't everywhere. This little black kid helped save a white kid. I didn't see him anywhere, and maybe that's true. That's great. That's fine. I'm not, you know. If he was Spider-Man himself and swung down from a skyscraper and saved that white baby from drowning in the pool, how does that change the fact that he stabbed a student to death at a track meet?
There you go.
You know, fun fact, people, I was driving to the gas station this morning to pick me up a cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm a heathen. I'm a low-down dirty dog. I get my coffee at the gas station, not at Starbucks like a normal person. Yeah, be afraid. I was driving to the gas station to grab me a cup of coffee. I saw a tortoise crossing the road. Very slowly. I slowed down and even veered to the right a little so that I wouldn't run the tortoise over while he was making his trek to the other side of the road. I saved that tortoise's life. Dang it. Write a newspaper article about me. Does that now, if I wake up tomorrow and go shoot some elderly woman in the face at Bojangles because she cut in line and got the last chicken biscuit, does that absolve me from her murder? Oh, now hang on. Now you can't just arrest this man for murder. He's huge. He's made huge contributions to the tortoise community. The shell advocates love him. You can't. This man is a hero in the turtle brigade. What does that have to do with the murder I committed the next day? Okay. Hey, I've dropped a few pennies in the slot at McDonald's when they're like, "Do you want to donate your change to the Make-A-Wish Foundation?" Sure, here's 17 cents. And then 2 weeks later, I slap some guy in the face. Should I be charged with assault? Yeah. Now hold on. Now this guy's a big donor over there at Make-A-Wish. Now we should drop these charges. No, what does that have to do? Well, I don't care what Karmelo did, which ultimately sounds like he didn't do. But let's just you know what, you win. I'll give you this. Let's just say you did. You saved a little white baby from drowning in the depths of a pool when you were 8 years old. What does that have to do with the boy you stabbed when you were 17? I don't care. And this just goes to speak. Let's say he is a great guy. Let's say he was a great kid with morals and values, and he would step up and try to be a hero and save someone when he was a kid, because that's how he was raised. Let's pretend that. Okay? Sounds a lot like me, being raised in a Southern Baptist Christian preacher's family, taught to, you know, do this and love this person and always be good, always do good, you know, be good. I was never taught to just kill people and do bad. I was raised to do right. But when I became an older teenager, I was influenced by outside culture that I thought was cool, and I wanted to be cool and I wanted to be a part of, and so I started committing crimes and doing bad things to feel like I was a part of that. And I ended up committing armed robberies, and I got 10 years in prison for it and learned my lesson. Nobody said that. Now, wait a dang minute. This guy knows the Bible frontwards and backwards when he was 7 years old. I understand he robbed 2 gas stations at gunpoint last week, but you gotta let him go. He can quote the entire book of Leviticus to you. It doesn't work like that, buddy. you did something stupid, you're going to have to take accountability and responsibility for your actions.
Yes.
And that would be one thing, but you have this mentor to close out, teaching you all the wrong ways of going about it and all the wrong ways to present yourself to the living hell on earth. That is prison. And real quick, to address some naysayers who are like, oh, well, no gang's gonna really come after him, especially the AB, the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. Honestly, the Aryan Brotherhood, I heard they're not that dangerous. Who'd you hear that from?
God created you for more, and your time is now.
Prior to today,
The UPS delivery guy, like, do you even know? And you know what? I get it. Fair is fair. Fair enough. Maybe I'm biased, because what? When I'm a white guy, never said I was an Aryan, and I never have been an Aryan. I don't care about that. Never been associated with any of that. But I can recognize which gangs in prison are deadly and dangerous. And if you don't want to take my word for it, that the Aryan Brotherhood is not going to take kindly to Karmelo Anthony above all these other things we've already discussed in this video, and all the reasons why he's already...
And watch black people start screaming, yeah, racist white boys. Well, what about the racist black boys in prison? You don't think they're going to take Karmelo Anthony and open their mouths about the white boy? If Karmelo Anthony was white, you don't think they'd target him? Not only because he's fresh meat, but he's white? Most black people need to sit down, shut up, and look at what's going on. Because this happened to this kid, Karmelo Anthony, it can happen to you. And you can think all you want, well, I wouldn't be stupid enough for that. Yeah, you would, especially if you have a mother like Karmelo Anthony's mother. Remember, black women are the leaders of the black family. So how did she allow this to go on?
risk. Maybe you'll listen to this man.
now let's speak on the Aryan Brotherhood inside the system. I'm gonna tell you about these dudes, the ABs. Now, one thing about the ABs, when they go down, they go down. They ain't to be played with. No, they would stay at your way. They just mind their own business, and they doing their time. But if you cross that line and do something that ain't right, it's going to be some problems. So when I come down to more ferocious, more vicious dude in the federal system, and where they stick together, and they got a small group and small numbers, and they still go hard, that's why I say they some of the most vicious, because they still go hard with a small number. They can be outnumbered 100 to 1. They still coming. So I get an AB as a shout out in the federal system.
But hey, what do we know? Moving on. They don't care about this. They don't care about the news article. They don't care about right. They don't care about wrong. They don't care about Trump. They don't care about Kamala. They don't care about the left. They don't care about the right. They don't care. I'm here to survive. Are you weak or strong? You're weak. I'm taking what I need from you to survive, and I'm doing anything I want to you to meet my needs. That's it. You can't get canceled in prison. There's the quote of the day. If you don't take one thing away, remember, people, you can't get canceled in prison. You've already been canceled from the world. These are where the bottom of the barrel go. And he's going at a major disadvantage. Thanks to the guy his family has elected as their leader. There you go. There's my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was insightful and educational. Other than that, I will see you next time for the next video. Also, if there's any other cases other than Karmelo Anthony you would like me to commentate on, give my insight and experience on, and just kind of weigh in on, please let me know in the comments. I would love to give you more variety other than Karmelo Anthony for the short time being. So, yeah, let's do that. Anyways, thanks again. See you next time.
Karmelo Anthony's father drove him to the track meet. Karmelo Anthony was not supposed to be there. He was supposed to be in class, which he was cutting school again. His father gave him the knife, supposedly to protect him from bullying. There was no bullying. You steal from your classmates, they're going to want to kick your ass. Oh, but wait, I forgot. You have to let black people get away with stealing, especially from whites, because of reparations. Wham, wham, wham. Go suck your thumbs in the fucking corner. This is all bullshit.